Hello and welcome to This is Baltimore 2, where we show you what's good in your Baltimore neighborhood. I'm your host, Odessa Rose, and today we are with horror rap artist Wyzae Crankfield.
Cameras rolling.
He goes by the name Wyzae. He is the terrifying face and voice in the horror industry. Wyzae's music combines hip-hop and horror. His character when acting is difficult to figure out.
Walk with me.
Wyzae recently sat down with This is Baltimore 2 and explained who and what Wyzae is not.
I hear you bustin', but these boys ain't running. I hope that drummer drumming got an infinite percussion. My tummy got a rumble and it's feeding my compulsion. Leader of the undead, reverend zombie. Eating kid face, no booty Eugene. Bloodline dirty, you can check for a spleen. Pop off when I want hot sauce on the beat. Shorty got that.
Wyzae Zombie is not a zombie. Zombie is a vampire that controls zombies. Just like Vampire in Brooklyn.
Okay.
How he was a vampire but controlled a zombie. You catch what I'm saying? That did all his. Basically, I'm a vamp that just have a lot of undead in my stable. You catch what I'm saying? So I got a lot of love for my zombies, you know, and I don't treat my zombies bad. I don't step on them. I don't make them do something that I wouldn't do. All my zombies, you know, are treated equally. You catch what I'm saying? We all move together in peace, in harmony, and create.
Wyzae Zombie describes how he developed his character while growing up in East Baltimore.
This area marked a very prominent time in my life. I've been through a lot, you know what I mean? And creating Wyzae and Zombie, the whole image, it took a lot. And this area to me was like one of the first steps of that. Okay. You know what I mean? I've been through a lot when it comes to prison and gang violence and things like that, and I've been blessed enough to survive it. Mm-hmm. And growing up in East Baltimore to West Baltimore, truthfully, really did something to me creatively and allowed me, put it this way, God wouldn't have put me in nothing that I can't handle. Okay. So this area to me, this was a pride and joy to me because I actually took time out my life to make sure my mama was good. You know, my mom was a single mom for a long time, so, you know, it was left a lot of stresses on my mom. So she's working 2-3 jobs at one time, you know, and we struggle hard to keep this home, up to par, to pay the bills on time. You know, with my sister having cerebral palsy, it was a hard time, you know, her in and out of seizures in the hospital. And I had to learn CPR, you know, sign language, you know, how to clean my sister's trachea, you know, her feeding tube, make sure she get her inshore milk on times right, making sure I know about seizures and how to handle those, you know, everything. Because I remember she couldn't walk, so when she do want to get her, she'll scoop, and all that diaper, whether it's poop, pee, whatever she got in her diaper, she's scooping, and it's all over the place. You know, and we wouldn't be mad when it was growing up and the kids in the neighborhood would treat her funny, you know, like play, how can I say this, hide and seek or something, you know what I mean, or tag, and she would always have to be, everybody running from Asia, you know, I was the brother that came out and said, you know what I'm saying, y'all ain't gonna be making her it all the time, one of y'all it, you feel, Asia, I'm gonna help you, come on, we gonna go high, you feel. It turned into a situation like, I was very protective. I love my sister because I've watched her almost die. I've watched her go through these seizures. And when you have loved ones that, you're going through this with, it does something to your heart. They said she wasn't supposed to live past 22. She's 22 now. And the thing about it is you know why? Because the love. We didn't treat her any different than my mother would treat my brother or myself. She was cared for more.
Right.
She was shown more attention, but that's what we need to do. So while other kids had time to go play basketball or go play football or go, to your art classes and stuff, I had to take care of a handicapped sister and monitor a brother who wanted to be better than I was. So it was it was hard for me. I grew up fast, very, very, very fast, very, very fast, and it honestly played a role on me to this day. I don't really entertain watching basketball or football like most men, or going to a game or something. I'm not a sportsy guy because those things it really was a passion of mine, but I chose to at such a young age say I don't even want that no more. I don't even want to go be on that team. You know what I'm saying? I put it away so far that it actually played on who I am today. You catch what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. I work out. I box. I like MMA. UFC. All that stuff. I'm that type of stuff. I'm a fighter. You catch what I'm saying? But when it comes to actual different type of sports, it was taken away from me as such a young youth because I had to focus. So growing up here really helped me be creative in what I'm doing. I was one of those kids that was your boyfriend paid me $5 to write a poem for him to get to you. Draw him a picture. I was very artistic, because that was my relief. I couldn't be out playing basketball or be out playing football. The most I can do is sit in the house and draw, write, because I have to maintain and watch my sister. I have to maintain and make sure my brother ain't doing nothing crazy. You catch what I'm saying? So by the time when it was my time to start helping out with the finances and, felt obligated to try to do something, I jumped off the porch. My mom's so strong, she stayed strong through it all. Try to not show tears or worry or stress. You catch what I'm saying? But it was evident because that's my mother. I know my mother. You catch what I'm saying? So it really took me to a point where as though, I had to do something about it. And my mom's a soldier, with me in and out of jail and almost dying. I was stabbed 5 times one time, 12 times the last time, all the incarcerations, drama that I brought here to this house just because of the area it's in, I would really do a lot of negative things, and my mother was so strong. She would tell me what was wrong and right, and I just wouldn't listen. And instead of pushing me away, when I would mess up, she would bring me closer. You know what I'm saying? And so while I'm learning my lessons and changing my life and seeing really what I wanted to be and what's really going on, she was that crutch for me. You catch what I'm saying? So me with secrets with my mom don't exist. Everything that I ever done, from the streets to, positivity, my mother knew about it because there's one thing she always told me was that if I don't know what's going on, I don't know what to pray for. I don't, so hiding things from her will only put whatever it is that I'm doing that I need help out of or focus on to do the right thing in a disarray because people don't know about it to give me the help or the prayer, or the hopes and the wishes, all that stuff is powerful. They add to yourself.
What made you strong enough to finally listen to your mother and do this right now?
Almost dying, actually seeing the other side. Looking down on my body, trying to pull myself into myself because I'm speaking and yelling and nobody hearing me and hearing the doctors, and nurses on the side talking about out of cc's water, we need more blood, we need to rush them out here stat. Now I'm looking down, but I'm laying down, and I'm seeing these doctors saying this, but from this vision, and I see myself. You catch what I'm saying? So, and I can't speak. Knowing that, when I went through that and was brought out of that, you catch what I'm saying? It made me realize one thing, that life's too short. Life's too short, and instead of living for the day, I started living for 5 years from now. Now, when you think yourself 5 years, 10 years from now, you really live life daily about the future, not what's going on today. You catch what I'm saying? Your today choices, will be altered for that 5 year, 10-year thought process that you have. You catch what I'm saying? Because you're not thinking about the right now. You ahead. And the wisest thing a man ever said to me was, you will learn how to live when you know how you want to die. And that made me think, because it's the truth. When you know how you want to die, how you want people to remember you, the things you want to leave behind, then you'll start to realize how to live your life to make sure you die, you know what I'm saying, the right way. And I didn't want to die with pain on my mom, pain on leaving her with my sister, my new children, my brother, and his children, So I said to myself, somebody got to break the cycle. To break the cycle, somebody has to make a difference for these women in my family and these children. And that became my goal. Is not trying to worry about myself and what I think is hard and what everybody else is doing. Saying to myself, how can I help my family? What's going to get me to a place where I can help not change my life, but also my family, my friends, and hopefully the world. You know what I mean?
What was your fondest memory about growing up in the South?
The cookouts. My mom and my pop is a chef, and they love to cook. And the family times that we spent here, family coming in and out of state, partying with us, those are the good things that I remember about being here. We've been through a rough time as a family, and we strong and we still together, so that's what all matters to me. That's what it was for me. It was almost dying to realize, I need to start listening to my mother and the people that care about me, that's trying to help me. Because it wasn't just my mother. People like my neighbor Derek, people like you here right now. You catch what I'm saying? So many people, I can go on for days. So I'm appreciative of those people and those factors and people in my life that helped me, overcome a lot of the fights that I was fighting for. Even my hood brothers, man, I got some good, positive brothers that stuck in the street to this day that love me and protect me with their life. You catch what I'm saying? And they want to see somebody make it out to help everybody else, because that's where my head's at. Because if I can get a certain amount of money and a certain amount of attention, from the public, I can be able to start making people aware of Baltimore the way that I grew up, and start bringing some changes and some businesses here. That's why I can be Zombie in so many different places, because this whole zombie thing, this whole vampire thing is popping so many different places. You catch what I'm saying? It's not so much here in Baltimore, But the reason why I haven't left, I just tore out every other weekend to another state, wherever it is I'm doing a movie ad or whatever the case may be, is because I want Baltimore to have something of their own. You catch what I'm saying? And I am that. My brand is that. This is a Baltimore established brand. Zombie. This is, I don't care what film I gotta go to in LA, in the UK, in wherever film or movie or show I gotta do anywhere else. I am based here. This is my home. If I get a Ferrari, you're gonna see me driving that Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bentley around here. You catch what I'm saying? I love Baltimore. I'm just trying to find ways to not only give back, but show more creativity within us as black people, us in hip hop and craftsmanship, creativity.
Come bite me.
We followed Wyzae to the One Up Entertainment Studios and watched him perform Zilf.
It's just that side of me. She got me dying to get a piece, hoping that she bite me. It's just that side of me. She got me dying to get a piece, hoping that she bite me. It's just that side of me. I'm wanting, she can be my revenant, living by the covenant. Love it when that put is off. She been knocking zombies off. Baby ain't your ordinary. Love it when she's strong. I seen it out the side of my eye and it was on. Emotions got aroused in the rise of sweet dawn. Being there for a taste of the great, well proportioned. I walk, run, stumbled and shake to get up on it. Either good enough to turn her to my subordinate. Now she eating out of the garden of red roses. Evidence on her chest, she looks so scrumptious. Trying to get her brains all pain, but well worth it. Thinking that I might have a nibble for just a tipple. Blue on the nipple unless a lava dribble. The monkey in the middle got tickled and munched on. I ate it up, and kept going. Backs marinated, matured and sailed on. I bit on her rib eye, that better taste good. Now she walking and talking to undead love. Trying to get a piece of my heart, oh hell no. It's just that side of me. She got me dying to get a piece, hoping that she bite on me.
What inspired you to do that song?
A friend of mine who's a director who has a movie that I'm also involved in as an actor called MILF vs. Zombies. He hit me up one day, wanted me in the film, and wanted me on the soundtrack. And I was thinking to myself, I said, okay, well, if you wanted me to do a soundtrack to the movie, what would be, being creative. I always, when I write my music, I always come up with an image first. Before I just sit down and write anything. I write off of imagery. A lot of artists these days listen to music to gain inspiration from. I gain inspiration from movies. I don't listen to music to gain my inspiration a lot. I use movies. But anyway, so I said to myself, I said, how can I represent this movie in a good way? You know what I mean? Something cool and fun. And I said, Zilf. The movie is MILF vs. Zombies, so Zilf. Perfect sense. And my mind just went from there.
What inspired Get Bit, Get Ate?
Oh man, Get Bitter, Get Ate. I'm working on the album G Virus. And during that time I was doing a lot of films last year. I was involved in multiple films just back to back, and people were asking me, Zay, what happened? You stopped doing music? Because everything I was posting was with actors and filming and directing. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm just doing one portion right now. Just I'm still doing my music. So, Get Bit or Get Ate was to me when I did that was to let everybody know that I haven't stopped, and it also the reason for it. It's when it comes to street slang, urban swag, you feel me? It's a Zom swag. It's a Zom G running that Zom swag. And from my aspect of it, just how a lot of people say get down or lay down, get with me or get lost, roll with me or get rolled over. In the zone world, in the underworld, you either gonna get bit or get ate. You gonna be one of us, or you ain't gonna be living no more. So it was my way of letting people know, like, yo, I'm getting ready to do something real big in this industry that's gonna change the way black people are viewed within the horror industry and give us a more prominent face within the hip hop community. When you listen to my music, I want to put people in a mind state outside of the norm. I want to be able to take you outside of worrying about, which you driving today, how much money you gonna get, what girl you gonna be with tonight. You know what I mean? I want you to listen to my music and think about something that you don't see every day. You don't see zombies, you don't see vampires, you don't hear, you don't see people eating flesh or, making love to women and turning them into you, and you don't see this every day. So I want to give you a moment to escape reality. Give you a moment to escape reality on a hip hop level. You catch what I'm saying? And brought down because my first album was very scary. I got rated 4 stars by FearNet, but it was very scary and it wasn't clubbish. It wasn't dance music. After touring and doing a whole bunch of stuff, I learned what my fans wanted, what they need. They wanted something they can dance to. They wanted something they can, but still scary. So this new album is more American Werewolf in London. Like on a hip hop tip. Like, I love thrill. I'm a thrill seeker, and horror actually feels a lot of that thrill. You know what I mean? So I love it. They make you go, boo, and you, ah! I love it. It's so funny.
What song would you say has spiked your career?
I would have to say my very first song, my very first horror song, which was My Wings and Horns. It was my very first horror song, my very first horror music video, which was My Wings and Horns, Zombie Attack. That was a rebellious track. When people saw that and seen that, matter of fact, it's one of my top views on my YouTube. It got like 18, 20,000, somewhere between views. And the reason I believe that is because it was a shock. I lost a lot of fans during that period of time because people were following me for gangster rap, you know what I mean? And for people to watch that, they critiqued me, they talked bad about it. People that were into that talked good about it because it was better than with some of the other rappers that been doing it forever. Horror rap sounded, and I only just came out and the whole thing sounds so, whatever. So, I'm getting so much input from so many different people, and both negative and positive. So it just drove me to say, you know what, I'm going to just continue doing what I want to do.
Is the stage your favorite place to be?
Oh, man, it's an escape. A lot of people get butterflies. The more and more I know it's closer to the time for me to get on stage, I get antsy. I'm like, are y'all ready yet? What's going on? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to, it's a relief. It's a relief for me. Stage is the time where, I can get wild and spit blood on a crowd and, give you in a performance that's totally shock your mind out of the ordinary. Like, what's her name? Lady Gaga, when she wore a bunch of meat to the VMAs. You catch what I'm saying? To the awards or wherever, Grammys or wherever she was. She wore a dress of steak. I felt like that was a message to me. Like, we need zombies. Then I start watching everybody's music videos these days. Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, everybody. They're even Beyonce putting little elements of it in there. Beyonce did that one video and she's wearing the black. She got her vampire teeth in. Chris Brown did his newest video. He got the eyes in. You know what I mean? The one video he did back in the day, climbing up, keep coming from wall to wall. And that was all vampire. That's a vampire music video. You catch what I'm saying? So it's like, it's fun. People know that. Entertainers know that. Directors know that. And it's what people want to see. So actually having the brand of the ZomG, that really does nothing else but horror, gangster horror. Anybody that want that type of element in their films and their music, in their artwork, they know where to come. They know where to come because you're not going to know how to get any more hood when it comes to horror but by through me.
You are a family man. How do you balance family and your career?
I incorporate it. That's how. It's when you have people that support you and love you, you don't have to separate it. It's a joint venture. I had actresses come to me, tell me, I don't see how you do it. You know, I got kids. That's an excuse for you not to. You keep giving excuses for things, you're not going to be anywhere in life. I know actresses that's telling me that. Then I know some that will bring their kid to set. You know what I mean? Will do whatever it has to take, whatever it has to take. So separating, there is no separating. It's together. I don't know that word. You know what I mean? When it comes to this, it's like, okay, this is what we have to accomplish because this is what daddy's career is. This is where I'm going. And this is, you know, we all move as a conglomerate, as a family. It's not just about what I have to do. This is what we have to do to become more successful, to have the things that we want to have, and to help provide and change things, you know, for so many different purposes.
You and your work have been called brilliant, amazing. You've been called a stand-up kind of guy. Coming from where you came from, did you in any way imagine that your life would be going in this direction, that people in the horror industry and the music industry would view you in the manner that they are viewing you?
To be totally honest with you, I didn't. I really didn't. It wasn't until I was faced with certain, you know, situations in my life that I wanted to change. And I didn't think that it would go this way. I really didn't. I just wanted to do what I like. I like being creative. This is fun. And everybody that I know that likes horror and zombies and vampires, we're all having fun. Because it's just creative and it's just full of fun. You know what I mean? It's so cool watching it on set, you know, on my shows, the people getting the makeup. One minute they look totally regular. Then they come out looking like this. And you be like, oh my God. You catch what I'm saying? It'd be fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you for joining us, and please tune in again so we can show you what's good in your Baltimore neighborhood.